Hey y'all, it's Lindsey. I'm gonna continue testing different things with my continuous ketone monitor while I have a chance. This is from Sibio Technology. They are not on the market yet. I got mine from KetoCon 2023 and I am running out of time to test all of the different things that I have running through my mind. Today I'm gonna test the CKM against a blood ketone monitor, and the one I'm gonna be using today is ForaCare's Fora Test and Go. Yes, Test and Go Advanced Voice. This one is a new version. I have the ForaCare Fora 6 that does the 4 different things: glucose, ketones, uric acid, and cholesterol, total cholesterol. And I've really enjoyed using the ForaCare products. I do have an affiliate code down in the description box below. If you are interested in checking them out and supporting my channel, I would most greatly appreciate that. But if you don't, fully understand. If you have your own blood ketone monitor, that works well too. I'm not a healthcare professional, doctor, nurse, anything like that. I'm just an average person who wants to test out different things to see what gives me the results I'm looking for. Most often I'm looking for mental clarity, strong mind, strong body kind of a thing, so I can keep up with my busy family and not feel like I'm dragging when I do so. I do follow a keto-friendly way of life: low carb, moderate high fat, moderate high protein. I tend to use protein and fat as levers, and I've been doing this since 2016. So my body has been doing this for a while. I'm not sure what the implications of a long-term keto-friendly diet are, and I also don't know what the implications are on my readings. I've noticed I don't get very high readings overall. It's just not something my body does. And I've also heard a variety of different opinions that when you have lower ketones, but you're not having the carbohydrates, it just means your body is actively using those ketones instead of letting extra run free in your body. More like your body gets more efficient the longer you do something. So that's sort of like a quick bit of context for you. All right, I am going to take a quick reading on the ketone, the Sibio one. We are currently at a 0.4. The new Fora Test and Go does make lots of sound, lots of music. It comes with a lancet. It comes with 10 ketone test strips, 10 actual lancets. The lancet, this is a lancet device, not a lancet. Huh. It also comes with control liquid, and I'm gonna rip one of these little fellas open, and it's gonna sing to us real quick. I am in a fasted state right now as well. We are locked and loaded. It's gonna tell me to relax.
Please relax during measurement.
Take a little bit of blood.
The code number is 191. Please apply blood to the strip.
Supplying. "10 seconds to read."
Ketones are 0.4.
Well, there we go.
moles per liter.
There we go. I am currently reading the same in the blood as I am on the Sibio continuous ketone monitor. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna eat like I normally would today. I'll try to test beforehand and about an hour or two after I eat, just to sort of see what happens. And I'm noticing my body takes at least an hour to 2 hours in order to demonstrate ketones from the food that I've eaten. So that's what we're doing today. I'll see you when I see you. It has been a little over 2 hours since I last checked on my ketones. I am still fasted, and going to my CKM, I am at 0.5. I always kind of have to tip it in a kind of cattywampus way, just because the glare is always so bad. And if it catches a hold of my face, the camera will not allow it to focus on my phone. So I've got my Fora Test and Go device, grabbing a ketone strip, and we're gonna listen to this little device sing to me. And I'm gonna do it on a different finger so I don't develop calluses.
during measurement.
I will do my best.
Ketones are 0.5 millimoles per liter.
Thanks, ForaCare. Okay, so CKM and my ForaCare blood monitor are jiving right now, and there is always a margin of error when it comes to these different measurements. Just because, like, you know, it's for that snapshot moment in time. I'm gonna go find some lunch and share that with you while ForaCare sings to us. First meal for today is a wrap with some pork rinds. These wraps are made using my recipe for my egg wraps. I do have a video here on my channel. And then I have some pulled pork, a little touch of the G. Hughes barbecue sauce, some Colby Jack cheese that I melted in there, and like 2 or 3 tiny little leaves of leaf lettuce. I did go ahead and roll all of that up and then sort of get it a little bit crispier on the outside with the skillet over the stove. I have a serving of the Members Mark pork rinds. All they are pork skins and salt. And then I made myself a little bit of sriracha mayo. I'm all out of my normal sriracha, so I had to get this brand. We'll see if it's any good. And then I've got my homemade mayonnaise video here on my channel. So we'll see what this does to my numbers. It has been 2.5 hours since lunch, so let us check the ketones. We're connecting. Sometimes I find that the Bluetooth takes a little bit of extra time to connect. All right, presently I am at a 0.5. So that's not bad, not bad. Just kind of floating in that short little space. I've also washed my hands and need a ketone strip. I'm going to be using like all of these dudes today. I tell you what. Okay, ketone strip.
Ketones are 0.5 millimoles per liter.
Well, thank you. I seem to be holding pretty true. Whatever the CKM registers is pretty much what the ForaCare registers. So far, so good on going head to head, and we'll just have to stay on it, see what dinner does. As per one of my previous trials, I have learned that butter and coconut oil fat bombs seem to spike my ketones in a positive direction. Therefore, I decided to make myself a different fat bomb for the sake of variety. I made half coconut oil, half butter, chocolate fat bombs. And in order to get the chocolate flavor, I decided to use a regular Keto Chow chocolate. That's from my immersion blender. You know, didn't make a mess on my counter. I set it right there on the package. So I made those and I taste tested them as I went. So I wound up with a lack on this particular mold. And it was really tasty, very salty. So I did add in a touch of extra Olive Nation chocolate extract. And I did go ahead and add a few extra drops of monk fruit sweetener. Because I used salted butter, and then the Keto Chow and the volume, like the ratios were just a little bit too salty for my taste. So that is why I tried to, you know, round it out with a couple of extra ingredients. Ate that stuff. We're gonna see what my ketones are presently, and I need to grab my ForaCare monitor. Okay, it's showing, if I can get the glare to go away, 0.6 on the CKM. All right, I grabbed my ForaCare test and go, and I did rewash my hands because there was a little bit of greasiness on the outside of that fat bomb mold.
Ketones are 0.7 millimoles per liter.
Okay, so 0.7 on the blood reading and a 0.6 on the interstitial fluid. I think that butter and coconut oil combo really just, my body seems to enjoy that quite a lot. Really quickly, I wanted to add, I was curious about my glucose numbers. Currently, I'm at an 85, and the original ForaCare strips for blood glucose and ketones work in the new monitor. It's all compatible, which I find brilliant because I have so many of the old test strips, or not old, but some of the previous test strips, and they work beautifully in this one. So no need to worry about compatibility, and my blood sugar seems to be doing nice things. For dinner tonight, I cooked up a head of cabbage and 9 eggs. My husband and I really love this kind of a meal, so that's what I made us for dinner. And I went ahead and took some readings before eating the food. 0.4 on the CKM. And then a 0.3 on the blood monitor. It is 8 o'clock and we did some exercise, got about 2 miles of walking, and I'm going to check on the ketones. All right, presently 0.6 on my CKM. Moving on to Foricare. This is going to be the last test I do for the evening, and I don't anticipate having anything more this evening. While we did our walk, I did have some electrolytes. I had some orange element, and I did put a half or a teaspoon of MSM Pure in there just because my joints have kind of been feeling a little wonky. All right, 0.8, so this is reading higher in my blood levels. And that's been kind of interesting. My continuous ketone monitor seems to be lining up very nicely with my blood ketone monitor. They're, within the margin of error of one another, which is quite nice and gives me confidence that going forward using my just regular old blood ketone monitor is sufficient for me. Using a CKM, once it does come available on the market, is really useful for testing things overnight just to see how your body responds. I have found it useful for finding when my body drops ketones in the middle of the night right before I wake up, which kind of gives me an indication that's when my cortisol is released so that I can wake up in the morning. So overall, I have found this experience to be quite interesting, but I don't think it's something that I'm going to have to wear long term by any stretch of the imagination. So there's that. I think I still have, 4 days left on this thing? 5 days left on this ketone monitor. So I'm going to continue to try a few more things before my time runs out. I hope you will stay tuned, and YouTube thinks this video right over here would be perfect for you. I hope to see you there.